from Slot's perspective and from certain fans' perspective, they'll say, look, they're unbeaten in 4 games. Welcome back to the Cop Doc. We're back with some Champions League football tonight. Eventful weekend, as you know. But we'll get into that in a minute. First of all, start subscribing. It's slow to pick up. I know it's a few here, a few there, but we deserve more. This channel deserves more, I think. And so start subscribing. And at least it'll give me the drive to actually keep continuing with this. So, yeah, if you can, subscribe. Is that what they call it? Right. Starting with the lineup tonight. Okay, so obviously we've Alisson in goals. Brilliant. Robertson, Gomez. He's opting for Gomez at right full. Bradley's on the bench. I don't know what the story is with that. But Gomez, I rate Gomez anyways. I just, obviously he's a bit injury prone and obviously he's not always fit, but he's there and he's fit tonight, so that's perfect. Van Dijk and Konaté. We all know Konaté is having a nightmare. But remember this, who do you play instead of him? That's the only reason he's still playing, is because there's no one there. That's how low and how limited we are. We don't have anyone. So as I said for weeks consecutive here, it's always going to be them. It is always going to be them. That Leone lad would have definitely got in because he looks like a good footballer and he looks like he'd all the attributes. Unfortunately, he just tore his cruciate ligament, so he's cruciate. So, this is always going to be the way. So that's that. Now, the formation I'm looking at on the phone here, and every app is different, obviously. So, you have 4-3-3, it's saying here. It's probably going to be 4-3-1-2, I'm thinking. But you have Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, right? Again, McAllister didn't play at the weekend, or he didn't start. So, obviously, there's a big performance is needed of him too, because there is a lot of players slacking. Jones is starting tonight. Now, they have Jones on this app, as in up front of the 3. That's not going to happen. It looks like it's going to be Isaac and Ekitike up front, the 2 of them. That's great. Let's see something different. And see what they look like. It could be 4-4-2 with Jones, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister. I doubt it. But obviously, Gravenberch will sit. Maybe Szoboszlai, McAllister and Jones maybe ahead of him. Maybe 4-1-3-2. Who knows? But it looks like the 2 lads is going to be up front on their own. Which, again, let's try it. Now, they're playing Inter Milan. Obviously, Inter Milan is doing decent in the league, in their own league. They're, I think, point behind second and first and second are joint, I think, and they're just a point behind them. So, and they're, Inter has been very, very strong as of late. So, it'll be interesting to see how we fare up after the weekend there. But and Inter's 4th in the Champions League standings as it is. We're down in 13th. I always said, look, we're always going to qualify. It'd be nice though to be in the first 8, so you don't have to play them extra 2 games. But Liverpool is in a bit of a fix at the moment, as we know. So let's talk about the Salah thing and Arne Slot. To me, I don't side with anyone, because I think, and have you been watching all the videos, you've seen it. I've said it a while back here that Salah is not performing, and I think he should have been dropped in maybe a bit earlier. That's not to say to totally disregard him in the team, but I've said it in the videos. I've seen it for years. It's not just no surprise to me, anyways, because I just kind of can judge someone by looking at the way they carry on. You've seen him with Klopp. He throws a strap, and he's not a fella that can take anything too easy, which is sad. 3 games, and he went to, as they said it today, the mix zone. So obviously I presume that's where all the media is there, and he let it all out. He shouldn't have done that. He should have kept it in-house. That was definite. We know that. And obviously it's a tactic, obviously, from the agent and from Salah to kind of, I don't know what their aim is. I mean, are they looking for, I'm seeing again tonight on Twitter that they're looking for a termination of their, mutual termination of the contract. I don't know how true that is, Twitter. Or are they looking to get Slot sacked? I mean, just to put the pressure on them. I don't know, but I know it's mixed camp. You've seen that with fans. Some don't want Salah, and some are siding with Salah. Sorry, some are siding with Salah, some are siding with Slot. I'm siding with none of them, because I think, as you know, my feelings with Slot, I just think he's just a sack waiting to happen. And I can't get over the fact that people are brushing over the amount of losses we've had since the back end of last season. I can't believe it was the worst record since 1950 something. So think about that for a second. That's 75 years ago, we'll say. And there's been no worse record since that, and Slot is on it. But yet, people are still finding a way to say, oh no, I think he's a sack waiting to happen. Would I love him to see him to turn around and get this team back in order and win a league, win trophies? Brilliant. I'd be all over him. But I can't see that happening. And I think Slot has actually, the Salah incident has actually secured Slot for a few more weeks. I do believe that. I think so. Because now Liverpool have to side with the manager because no one's bigger than the club. But at the same time, I can't see them sacking or getting rid of Salah and sacking Slot in such a small space of time. I can't see it. What I can see, and it might not happen because I'm reading all of this stuff, what I can see is Salah doing nothing for the next week or so, because he doesn't have to go. He can sit in his contract for 2 years. There's no problem there to get big money. So that's a possibility. He could sit there, say nothing, and by the time he comes back from the African nations, which could be 5-6 weeks away, Slot could be gone by that stage. So that's a possibility too. Slot's under pressure, we know that. And Inter tonight, look, if they lose tonight again, it's adding more pressure to it. It's a really, really mad situation at the moment. If Salah didn't bring this out into the open, I think, even though things are bad and all eyes is on Liverpool at the moment, but it just wouldn't have, I don't know, there wouldn't be as much talk about it. Yeah, there'd be talk about Slot and the form, but now it's like, I think it's protected Slot for a little bit. I don't know. Let's see, who knows, it could be wrong. But that's really it so far. Liverpool, look, be interesting to see what this form, I presume, is a different formation tonight with them two lads up front because they're two good strikers, but the football we've been playing doesn't suit them either. And let's see what the first half goes like and what they're playing like and what we see, and we'll talk about it at half time. Talk to you soon. So that's it, half time. Inter Milan haven't been really dangerous towards Liverpool. I think apart from just at the very end there, Martinez, that header from Martinez, which Alisson parried. Other than that, Inter Milan haven't had any chances. I think Liverpool are actually probably, even though they haven't been the way better team, I'd say they're slightly the better side. That goal that Konaté got, and they gave the free kick for Van Dijk handling it. That to me, I was looking at the replays and I was really looking at them and I couldn't see the handball. And even if it was, the cameras didn't pick it up, like, as they said, clear and obvious. So I thought that should have stood that goal because of the fact that none of us, I don't think any of us could say, yeah, that's where the handball was. You could only assume. I think whatever way, the camera angles they had, they just couldn't get it for certain, which should have, to me, told the referee, it's not clear and obvious. I can't really say he did handle it, and I thought that goal should have stood. So I thought that was very unlucky. We should have got the goal for that. Other than that, we had a couple of shots from distance where the keeper parried for them. But yeah, there's not a lot happening in the game. Yeah, draw probably is even enough result, I suppose, at half time. But I'd like to see more from Liverpool. I'd like to see more pressing from Liverpool. They don't press a lot, especially Isaac. Ekatika seems to, there seems to be a bit of energy in him, a bit of fieriness, you could say. But apart from him, I don't think we press enough. I think that's one of the problems we have all season. I think we allowed teams, we give them too much time in the ball, especially at the back line. I think that's what obviously was special with the Klopp era, that we were pressing all the time, pressing, and pressing may put you under pressure. A lot of teams are starting to do pressing now anyways, and we just have to stop doing it. But look, a draw would be actually a nice result here. I take a draw away to Inter Milan, it wouldn't be a bad result. So, not a lot to report, not a lot to talk on, other than, if we can get out here with a draw, it's a good enough result. But I'd say I think there's going to be a goal or two in the second half. I think Inter Milan is going to push it up, bring it up another level. And I think Liverpool as well could actually bring it up another level because there's room there. But at the moment, it looks like a stalemate. But, we'll see what happens in the second half. So that's it, full time. Great result for Liverpool. See them arguing here about that penalty given. Look, technically it was a penalty. He did pull the jersey. He pulled him in the jersey. That's technically a penalty. Was it soft? Yeah, probably at the same time. I mean, whatever. the referees are going to say, look, he pulled his jersey, it's a penalty, and rightly so. It's harsh at the same time when I look at it because he took an extra second. He was doing nothing even if he didn't pull at him. So it's just one of them things. But look, we won't complain because obviously Liverpool get 3 points, which is brilliant. Got into the last 2 games of the Champions League, which is not back on for now, for I don't know, February I think it is. So Liverpool are sitting on 12 points with the Champions League now at the moment. And I think 16 points should get you in the top 8. So that might save you 2 games in the later rounds. So hopefully they've Marseille away. You know, I'd like to think we'll get a draw. You know, if not a win. And of course, we've Quarterberg at home, which I'm expecting Liverpool to win. So I think Liverpool should finish in the top 8 by right. Which, as I said, it will save us 2 games going into the Champions League later stages. Yeah, it wasn't a real eventful game, in fairness. I think Liverpool defended very well tonight. They were very, very good in defence as a whole. And of course, Szoboszlai stepped up on a matter because he's been our best player all season. Yeah, I think it was a better performance from Liverpool. I think now Salah won't be too happy, I think, because now, you know, it's looking like when he's not in the team. But then, having said that, he was out for 3 games. But, yeah. So, look, Liverpool need a run of these games. As I said, you know, Liverpool need form. They need to gather momentum. Their next 3 games is Brighton, Spurs, and Wolves. Now, look, this was a great result tonight, but I'm wondering too, the Italians like to play a slow-paced game, as you know, and I'm wondering, does that suit Liverpool tonight? You know, have we been really tested? It's a great result. It's very hard, I mean, to go over to San Siro and get a result, don't get me wrong. I'm just wondering the pace of the game probably suited Liverpool. We're back to intensity now, obviously, straight away after this with Brighton, as I said, then you have Spurs and Wolves. So the Premier League is where we can really give ourselves a marker to see where Liverpool are at the moment, and how they've come along, you know. So, look, from Slot's perspective and from certain fans' perspective, they'll say, look, they're unbeaten in 4 games, you know, which sounds good, you know. But I think, you know, with the with the Sunderland and Leeds game, you should be picking up more points. But they're unbeaten in 4, so I guess, yeah, I mean, that's not a bad start, you know, to try and get form back. We're not making many chances for ourselves. We don't look like a killer team with a killer instinct. We don't look like that team anymore. We grinded out a result tonight. There's definitely room for improvement, a lot more room for improvement. But as I said, I'm not going to keep going on about it. Maybe Slot, to me, eventually I don't think he's the man, but he's going to get, by the looks of it, he's after getting the win there tonight, he's going to get a bit more time. So he's going to have his chance anyways, definitely, to see, is it getting better under him? But the football has to really get better because, you know, I know teams have won things before and they're not easy on the eye, but I don't know. I just don't think, you know, in every department, I don't think we're where we should be. But a great result tonight. Moves us up, as I said to you. That'll stand us stead when the later rounds come around, you know. And hopefully we'll get a couple of players back. And I think in January then hopefully Guehi comes in from Palace. So who knows what's around the corner. But great result tonight. Great to get back to winning ways. Let's see us against Brighton now at the weekend and see how we come through that. It's an Anfield game. Although we haven't been brilliant at Anfield this season, but, you know, I want 3 points against Brighton. You know, Spurs and Wolves, I'm expecting 7 points from them 9. But look, it remains to be seen. So let that be that, and we'll speak at the weekend.